Welcome to part 2 of this exclusive interview with Melody Yuan, Skin Cupid CEO. We'll dive deeper into how she was able to grow her business exponentially on Instagram and TikTok.
Okay, Melody, how has social media helped when it comes to showcasing your business online?
It's been monumental for the business.
Yeah?
I think especially with people starting small businesses that don't have funding or don't have like a lot of money to spend on marketing, social media is the best way to go to get your business seen and to get customers acquainted with your business.
Yeah.
And social media is a really kind of scary thing. Right, because like it's like what how do I even get started? How do I start posting? What do I post? And I think I learned a lot as I went along. So looking at what other businesses I look up to are doing, looking at what I personally loved and what kind of content I craved when I'm looking at, for example, a skincare or makeup brand, and I wanted to kind of create content as if I was the end customer.
Yeah.
So.
Because you were actually, you said that you had a passion for Korean products. You were the consumer, and you probably still are the consumer. You right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a huge shopaholic.
Yeah. Exactly. Be proud.
Yeah. Korean skincare has been like a huge passion of mine. The whole reason why like Skin Cupid was started was because I knew it worked for skin, and it's a really affordable option for like all skin types. And because I was the end consumer, and when I was, for example, looking at certain brands and all they would post on their social media is like, buy this, buy that, this is new product.
No.
It's like, it's great, right? It's great to do that once in a while to keep your customers updated on what's coming and what's new, but you never want to feel like this brand just wants to sell you a bunch of things.
No, you don't want to feel that way.
Yeah.
Because everybody's thinking, what's in it for me? Like everybody, even the people with the best hearts, the best intentions, the best morals, we all want something that benefits us, especially if we're going to be handing over our hard-earned money. It has to benefit us. We can't just buy from you to do you a favor. We have to buy because we know that this is actually something that we want or something that we're actually looking for, and then you have the answer. You know?
Absolutely.
So yeah.
I think social media can, I think for example Instagram, right? When I first got on Instagram for the business, I had this vision like, it has to be super aesthetic. Everything had to look perfect, and I almost beat myself up if the post or the photo I took wasn't of that aesthetic. Yeah. But then later on, as I ran the business a bit longer, I realized that although it's great for an Instagram feed to look amazing and look aesthetically pleasing, it's more important that the content that you're creating is educational, of value, as you said. Yeah, exactly. And people can relate, and people want to actually click on it, scroll through it, read it. Whereas if it's just a pretty picture of a product, like, what is in it for me, right?
Yeah, what's in it for me?
What am I going to do with this?
Yeah. And if it's educational, it's something that people can save and maybe even come back to. And that's what you want.
Exactly.
Because it helps with the algorithm. I
love it.
It helps with the algorithm. It helps with the reach, and then maybe even it helps with shareability as well. Yeah. So definitely value has to be at the center of it.
I have to say, a lot of the kind of posts that we do, it takes a long time, especially the carousel posts that we do where we really post educational content. Yes. It takes literally hours. It used to take me half a day to create one. Wow. Just because you have to do so much research, you have to of course make it aesthetically pleasing. Yeah. And then think about how you can condense an entire essay that you can write about it into a few
bullet points.
Yeah, bullet points.
That's it.
But the thing is, the value that you're delivering to a customer, yes, they might not buy today, they might not buy tomorrow, but like you said, they might save it. They're like, oh, actually my skin is not feeling too good today. I remember seeing that post from Skin Cupid about how to combat redness or how to like deal with little spots coming up on your face.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna go back to that post
That's
and be
it.
like, oh, I need these products,
Yeah,
right?
that's it.
So it's just delivering that value for the customers. They'll remember you, they'll find your posts valuable, and they'll keep coming back and engaging with your content.
That's what you want. That is, yeah. Great. So how long does it take for you to create a reel or a TikTok in comparison to carousels that you said took like sometimes hours for the educational ones?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, first of all, like the reason why we focused on carousels was because I found it so difficult to post a piece of educational content where it's just one page.
Yeah.
So I usually had to take like a few slides without crowding
That,
on slides,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So that's where the aesthetically pleasing came in.
Yeah.
How long it takes for a TikTok or a reel? You know, in the beginning, I was really hesitant getting onto TikTok and doing videos because I just have no like experience doing things.
Experience, yeah.
And I was like, what am I gonna do, right? And again, it's that self-doubt, like, is it gonna be good enough? And I think in the beginning, it took me hours. Like, literally took me like 2 hours to film a 30-second video because I just felt like this wasn't right, that wasn't right, the lighting isn't right. Like, I was so critical of every aspect. But once I learned to like let it go and like learn my angles, learn like where, you know the angles.
I know.
And just like where to put the camera, where to put the lighting. You just kind of have your spot, and then you kind of know the format that you want to film it in. It literally takes 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, do you think you could perhaps like maybe post more reels, more educational reels, and like let go of carousels? Do you think it would have the same effect?
Yeah. So that's a really good question. And to be honest, it is easier for us to just post reels and like do the educational content because it's easier for me to just speak rather than making it. But the reason why we still want to have like carousels is because we always post a lot of like polls for our customers. Just like, hey guys, like, do you like video content? Do you like, you know, like still images? Yeah. Because Instagram, after all, it's not TikTok, right? There's a reason why Instagram was popular, and that was because of the photos. Yeah. And there was this whole like protest on Instagram saying like, guys, stop becoming a TikTok, essentially. Yeah. So I wanted to hear it from our customers, like, do you guys actually want video content or do you want like photos? And they said mix of both.
Wow, that's exactly why. You have like one and one.
Yeah, because you really have to like listen to what your customer wants because they're the ones digesting your content.
Yeah,
right?
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true. Okay, thanks for answering that.
Oh,
between Instagram and TikTok, which are your main, platforms, do you have a preferred social media platform?
Oh, I don't, to be honest. Like, just because, like, I think both of them attract different types of audiences.
Yes.
And also, the engagement level is very different between the two platforms. Like, you might get a lot of views on TikTok, but it doesn't mean that those views are all going to be engaged views.
Yes.
Whereas on Instagram, you can really engage with your customers. You can message them. You can, like, build a relationship with them. So they're two very different platforms still. So no, I don't have a preferred social.
Okay, that's good to know then. All right, so what content format tends to work better for your brand and why?
Yeah, so carousels, of course, because they're very good for educational content. I would say also video format is super popular nowadays, just because it's more engaging.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, right? And also, it's so binge-worthy. Like,
oh my goodness. Tell me about it. Especially when you get on TikTok.
Yeah, you just scroll and scroll.
Scroll,
Yeah, and it's so easy to just dive 2 hours into like videos and you're like, oh my god, I've just literally watched the whole collection.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, so video content is definitely super engaging and it's very, very, it's performing very well.
Good. Yeah, it's great to hear. Yeah, I hear that a lot actually, so yeah. how are you able to grow your TikTok following to, I think, 122K at the moment, and your Instagram following to about 8K, right? How was that possible? Tell us the secrets.
There is no secret, but I have to say consistency is absolutely key.
Yeah.
That's the thing with like social media, you can get burnt out super easily because the apps just demand content after content.
Yeah.
So that's the way like the algorithm works. It feeds off of consistency.
Yes.
So I'd say definitely that. Just good quality content, engaging content to have a really nice hook. Like the first 1 to 2 seconds is super important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what's gonna hook your customers in, almost like a fishing hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, and make sure that you're delivering the value that they thought that they were going to get when they fell to the hook.
Yes.
And then thirdly, I would just say luck.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of good content out there, but sometimes it just doesn't get caught.
I think so. I also think it's important to do your research on the algorithm and how the app is changing and behaving.
Yeah.
Because you can put out an amazing piece of content. If you're not using the right sounds, if it's not the right length, if you're not posting it at the right time, and the right hashtags, like there's just so many other things that go into it than just the piece of content. So it's important to just like read about it a little bit more. That being said, nobody actually knows exactly how the algorithm works because it's top secret. But you know, there are certain behaviors that you can see on the app.
Yeah. So we've all heard about TikTok and how it's all the rage, it's the newest thing, like you have to get on TikTok. Is the algorithm hype true or not in your experience?
Yeah, good question. So whenever a new social media platform comes along, right, they're always going to favor like the creators that get on the platform early because they want people to create, they want people to interact with the platform. And that's why when TikTok first started, a lot of people were getting like a lot of followers, a lot of views, but they've always changed up the algorithm. So like if they've introduced long form videos, then they would kind of push those out, or if they want like to push more sounds or more original content, like they constantly change. So I would say like if you're a creator or if you're a business, it's absolutely amazing to get on TikTok to grow your platform, to grow your audience. However, you have to stay consistent, you have to stay flexible, and you have to adapt as the app changes, because it's never going to just stay still and you're just going to keep getting those views. So you have to always keep in mind that, you know, just because you got, let's say, 5 million views on this video, it can well be that you'll get 500 the next video, right? That's the thing I've seen on some people's like TikTok platforms.
I've actually seen that as well.
Yeah, right? So like they might have one video that just blew it out of the water, right?
Like millions.
Yeah, millions of views. But unlike an Instagram or a YouTube where it's more consistent growth, TikTok, if your next content isn't good or isn't hitting the mark or isn't hitting the metrics, then it's not going to push it out. So it doesn't matter how many followers you have actually. It will just depend on how engaged people are with that piece of content.
You've highlighted a very good point, because I've seen it myself. The examples that you've given, like one video could be so successful, and then you click on that person's profile and then there's not as many, and you're kind of actually looking for more of the same content. So I think when it comes to successful content or a successful piece of content, you as a creator have to bear in mind that, okay, this was successful, let me create more. And it's the same for YouTube, it's the same for Instagram, it's the same basically for almost every platform, because the people who see that content will probably want more, just as good a quality. I think we already touched on it before. You said that you you're working with an agency on the website, but before that, did the website generate organic traffic?
Yeah, it did. So essentially, Google will pick up various keywords from your website. So I had a few blog pieces on the website that generated some traffic, and also just from like actually our product descriptions. and the products
Yes.
that we offer, because we have hundreds of products on our website. Like if someone searches for that product, it could come up on Google. So we definitely have quite a lot of organic traffic just from the website in itself before ever doing any SEO.
Okay, yeah. So it was the keywords, the content.
Yeah,
That's
it's
good,
the keywords, and also just putting keywords all around your website as well.
Okay. So do you use any advertising? And if so, have you found it makes a difference?
So we started working with a Google paid ads agency.
Yes.
And they've been absolutely amazing. I really love my account manager. Shout
Yeah.
out to Abby. But I think it's definitely a long game rather than seeing overnight results.
Be patient.
You have to be patient. You have to be willing to invest the money and the time and willing to experiment, because just because an agency specializes in paid ads, let's say, it doesn't mean that they're guaranteeing you those results just because you went with this campaign. It means like they want to experiment. Oh, does this one work for your organization? So when I first started working with them, we invested only a little bit of our budget and then just seeing what worked and tweaked it as we went along.
Yes.
And then we're building that up. We're increasing the budget every time we catch up. And then we now know which areas work best for us and which areas don't necessarily work as well, and we decrease the budget and we increase it to the areas that work well.
That's good. And I guess you're experimenting with a range of different, well, maybe at the start, but I guess you had experimented with a range of different formats, like in terms of displays and placements, everything. So
so we experimented with image, video, like search terms.
Yes, search terms.
Yeah, so various different kinds for sure.
Okay. You mentioned working on the SEO of your website with the agency. Now that you know the power of social media as well, would you recommend that any business owner work on their SEO as well?
Yeah.
You would?
1,000,000%.
Yes.
So the thing with social media is you cannot be over-reliant on them, because ultimately that platform is owned by that company.
Yes.
They can change the algorithm at any time. They can ban your account. They can, do whatever, and you have no control over it. Whereas your website, you own that website. Your email subscribers, you own that data. So essentially, you should definitely invest in your SEO to diversify your traffic.
Yes.
Because ultimately, you cannot kind of rely on the power of social media just because it's brought you like some success.
Yeah. I guess also with that question, I was thinking SEO and paid ads. So both of them.
Definitely both of them.
Both of them.
Because SEO, it can literally take months or even years to
get that traction.
Yes. Sometimes you'll never see it overnight. SEO is a long game, right? Whereas paid ads, you can see it, after like a couple of months, and you can see whether it's working well or not. So the two are complementary.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah. I think you've delivered some amazing value in this interview. And to close, I'd like to ask you a few more questions. What does the future of Skin Cupid look like?
Ooh.
Let's give it a timeline. Let's say maybe 5 years, in 5 years' time.
Wow, so definitely expanding our product and brand offering, and just being that go-to Korean and Japanese, like that Asian skincare, place for people to experiment, for people to try new things, and also to buy all of their favorites. So that's definitely like top of priority.
Yeah.
But we are also working on some really, really exciting initiatives that I cannot reveal yet.
Now I want to know.
But whenever we come up with anything new, right? We always run like focus groups with our customers.
That is good.
And we always get their feedback. So we never just go like, oh, we just did this. But it's always, our customers will always be in that journey with us. And so these are just super, super early stage planning, so that's why I can't reveal much,
Yeah.
because it might just totally change. But yeah, definitely in the long term, we want to be that go-to Asian skincare place.
Yeah, I think you're definitely on the right track. So I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
What advice would you give to those looking to start a skincare or beauty product business?
Yeah, so I think the number one advice is go for it.
Yeah.
Because I think the hardest step is always the starting. People get really overwhelmed, myself included. When I first started Skin Cupid, I was like, there's a million things you need to do, right?
Yeah.
Marketing strategy, website, importing products, like just everything. And you feel like, maybe this is not such a good idea after all.
Yeah.
But really go for it. Like, remove all the noises that you hear, all the self-doubt. And the moment that you get on that journey, it's just so much easier to continue with.
Yeah.
The other advice I would really give is don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. So I was really hesitant getting onto TikTok. That's why it took me like over a year after starting Skin Cupid to get on TikTok. Even though people kept telling me, oh, you need to get on TikTok,
Yeah.
like it's the best time to grow. But I was always like, no, I don't know what, like I don't want my face out there.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know like what I would post about. Like again, self-doubt and just like afraid that, you know, it might flop, you know, just that kind of feeling. But get rid of those. Just go for it. You need to do what you need to do to grow your business.
Yeah.
And if it means putting your plaster in your face everywhere, experimenting with new platforms, experimenting with new ideas that you were really scared of doing, go for it.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to push your business other than yourself.
So everyone, you have heard it from the pro herself. Just go for it. Yeah. Thank you so much, Melody, for joining me for this interview. It's been an absolute pleasure hosting you on our channel. Where can people find you online?
So of course we've got our website, skincupid.co.uk.
I'll be putting it here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
We've also got our Instagram and TikTok. We've also got Facebook and Pinterest
Yes.
As social channels as well. But yeah, we're active on social media.
Okay, I'll put all your links in the description so people can easily find you and give you a follow and maybe even start their Korean skincare journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll catch up again in another video. But until then, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you everyone for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe. Turn your notifications on so that you're aware whenever we upload a new video. And be sure to comment. What was the highlight of this video for you? What have you taken away from it? I'd love to know. And don't forget to follow Ray Cochrane on Instagram as well as here on YouTube. And we'll be happy to talk to you. Bye.